Here's a statement that might just blow up the entire Ryder Cup conversation. Europe's captain Luke Donald believes the notoriously passionate New York crowd at Bethpage Black could actually turn their backs on Team USA this weekend. And it's all because of money. The brewing storm centers around an unprecedented decision that has golf traditionalists absolutely fuming. For the first time in Ryder Cup history, American players will pocket a hefty $500,000 each just for showing up to compete. Meanwhile, their European counterparts, they're sticking to the age-old tradition of playing purely for pride and country. But here's where it gets controversial. Donald isn't just worried about the usual European disadvantage on American soil. He's actually suggesting that the home crowd advantage could completely backfire on Keegan Bradley's squad. Think about it. When fans are shelling out a minimum of $750 per tournament day, and that's just the starting price, they're going to expect results from players who are essentially getting paid a small fortune to perform. That could absolutely happen, Donald stated with surprising boldness. Everyone knows these ticket prices are through the roof. For a typical family of four, this is going to be an incredibly expensive weekend. If the American players are collecting these payments, whatever you want to call them, and then they're not delivering on the course, well, New Yorkers aren't exactly known for keeping their opinions to themselves. The financial breakdown is staggering and raises eyebrows across the golf world. Each American team member receives $500,000, with $300,000 earmarked for charitable donations and the remaining $200,000 serving as what officials diplomatically term a stipend. This represents a seismic shift in Ryder Cup philosophy that has purists questioning whether the soul of the competition is being sold. And this is the part most people miss. Donald actually got ahead of this controversy before it even became official. When whispers of player payments started circulating last year, the English captain immediately reached out to all 12 members of his victorious 2023 Rome squad to gauge their feelings. Their voices matter tremendously in this decision, Donald explained. Every single player had the same reaction. They hadn't even entertained the thought of receiving money for representing Europe. That tells you everything you need to know about what this event means to us. The European perspective reveals a fascinating philosophical divide. While their American counterparts will be compensated, Donald's team remains committed to the traditional amateur spirit that has defined the Ryder Cup since its inception. We completely understand what this tournament represents, Donald emphasized. Our purpose is crystal clear, and frankly, that's more than sufficient motivation. We recognize that the revenue generated supports the European Tour and grassroots golf development. We're here to inspire future generations. Donald's reasoning cuts deeper than simple tradition. We discuss this extensively. Our role is to light the fire for the next generation of golfers. This funding will hopefully nurture tomorrow's Ryder Cup stars. Our sense of purpose, our reason for competing in the Ryder Cup, runs incredibly deep. For that one special week, it's more than enough. But here's where Donald's competitive fire really shows. Despite his reputation for being soft-spoken and diplomatic, the 47-year-old captain harbors an intense competitive streak that many underestimate. There's considerable anger and a massive chip on my shoulder, lurking beneath the surface, he revealed. Victory drives me completely. During my time as world number one, I would take any perceived slight and transform it into pure motivation. The historical significance of Donald's challenge cannot be overstated. Should Europe triumph this weekend, he would become the first European captain since the legendary Tony Jacklin to capture Ryder Cup victories both at home and on American soil. It's a feat that speaks to exceptional leadership and tactical brilliance. However, recent history suggests Donald faces a mountainous task. European teams haven't tasted victory on American soil since their stunning 2012 triumph, creating a psychological barrier that seems to grow stronger with each failed attempt. Yet Donald refuses to focus on past disappointments, instead highlighting the incredible wealth of experience within his leadership team. Consider not just my background, but examine our entire vice-captain structure, Donald pointed out with justified confidence. Between our playing careers, vice-captain roles, and captaincy experience, the six of us have collectively participated in 35 Ryder Cups. Our record? We've emerged victorious in 29 of those competitions. That's an 83% success rate. Those numbers speak volumes. Donald's support staff weeds like a who's who of European golf royalty. Thomas Bjorn, Jose Maria Olazabal, Alex Noren, and the accomplished Molinari brothers, Eduardo and Francesco. This brain trust brings decades of Ryder Cup wisdom and tactical knowledge that could prove invaluable in hostile territory. Our team has tremendous faith in this group of leaders, Donald stated. We carry extensive history and experience. That's something that should inspire genuine confidence. The captain acknowledges that European strategies must evolve following recent American soil disappointments. We clearly need to implement changes from our last couple of visits because those results were frankly unacceptable. That's been the central focus for myself and the vice captains. How do we make this competition significantly closer? That's exactly what we've been developing. Now here's the million-dollar question that's going to spark heated debate. Is paying players actually destroying the pure competitive spirit that made the Ryder Cup special in the first place? Or is this simply the natural evolution of professional golf in the modern era? Donald's revelation about potential crowd hostility raises another fascinating point. Could American fans, frustrated by expensive tickets and underperforming highly paid players, actually become Europe's secret weapon? It would be the ultimate irony in a competition built on home field advantage. What's your take on this explosive situation? Do you think paying Ryder Cup players fundamentally changes what the competition represents? And could Donald be right about New York crowds turning on their own team if the results don't match the investment? Share your thoughts. This controversy isn't going away anytime soon, and your perspective could add fuel to this already blazing debate.